All right. Good evening, everyone. Hello. I'm running a little bit behind, and I apologize for that. I lost track of time. I was doing other things. Anyways, hello. If you're new here, my name is Skye. I'm a fantasy author who typically writes paranormal romance on SD Hegyes. I have a guest with me, and while they're introducing themselves, I'm going to go double check and make sure the stream is working like it's supposed to be, and all that fun jazz. So, take it away.
Okay, for anyone that is here or watching on the rewatch, my name is Stephanie. I am an author of different types of things, and right now I'm stuck in my small town romance series. Stuck is a bad word to use, I guess, in that instance. I'm working through my small town romance series, and I am here on YouTube, and I always stream with Skye on Saturday nights, which is tonight.
Yeah,
The end. I wasn't ready.
you're fine. Um, so because I'm running late, I have no idea what I'm working on tonight. I feel like I hear card shuffling in your background. Are those what's that? Are those index cards or just because that's what it sounds like is card
They're
shuffling.
sticky notes. They're sticky
Close
notes.
enough. I was close.
Yes. Uh, Notes of various things, notes of books I wanted to read over the next year, books I want to read over the next year.
Okay.
Uh,
Nice.
as far as what I'm working on, I do have my next small town romance outlined. Do I have it pulled up? No. I should probably, keep going with that writing because it won't write itself, right?
I wish it could work like that because that'd be like amazing. Because then I could just sit here and chit chat with everyone and just let the book write itself. It would be like amazing. How cool would that be? All right, I'm going to say hi to everyone in the chat real quick and see what everyone else is up to. If you are working on something tonight, let us know what it is you're working on. And yeah, so Laura was the first one here in my chat, if I'm looking at this right. Said, celebrating mom's birthday tonight. I made dinner, and my brother and his wife are torching the creme brulee now. That sounds delicious. Happy birthday to your mom. That is awesome. And I'm a little jealous right now because creme brulee sounds delicious. I may have a giant sweet tooth and I might be hungry. When we do the first sprint, I might have to go get something that's snackish. All right. The next one is a new name for me, and I apologize if I butcher it. I am terrible with names. Is it Anadina? Irene? Please correct me if I'm wrong. It says, hello, new to your channel. I'm about to scarf down a late dinner and dive into a scene I need to finish. Thank you for hosting. You're totally welcome. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And if I didn't, feel free to correct me. I promise. I would like to say people's names correctly. Stephanie was jumping on. It's pulling double duty. Said kids are finally in bed, ready to hang out for a bit. Rachel also says, hello, I'm new here, trying to get some words in tonight. Welcome. I love to have new people around. Alexa has waved. Cami is here saying good evening. JC is also here saying hello, you two. And Alexa says, I'm working on chapter 3 of my book. Creme brulee is my favorite dessert. Oh, man. Does make me hungry. Actually, I'm thirsty. I'm going to have to go get a drink during the sprint, too. Okay, so for those who are new here, the way we do things is I do 4 25-minute sprints. We have Nixie on the screen who will keep track of our time once I press OK. And we do like 5 minutes of chat in between. Sometimes I pause the timer and we chit chat a little bit longer than 5 minutes, but roughly 5 minutes. And during the sprints, I like to put up writing prompts for anyone who wants to write but doesn't know what they want to write about. Maybe it'll inspire you a little bit. To be fair, I have one prompt that I literally made like 5 seconds before we went live. It's probably not a very good one today. And while we're doing the first sprint, I'm going to come up with the rest of the prompts for tonight. So take that as you will. That's what happens when you're running late and don't have anything up. And you're like, okay. I'm very good at this. I promise. I'm a professional. So you mentioned that you have a new book outlined for your series. Is that what you're going to work tonight? Now that you're shuffling through post notes, or are you going to continue doing whatever it is those post notes go with? That like, is that for a video or is that for something
Yes,
else?
actually, So there's this thing going around on YouTube in the booktube land of YouTube called the R Fantasy 2025 Bingo, which is a Reddit fantasy bingo board, and there's 25 different prompts, things, and the goal is to have no repeats, so one book for one square, only one book can be reread. There's like easy mode and there's a hard mode, but it goes from the April 1st to the end of March of next year. And I was like, oh, some of these books sound good. And I like doing these bingo board challenges and watching everyone's videos, because one, it introduces me to a lot of new books I've never heard of before. Or be like, oh, I haven't read that, and it's been on my shelf for forever. But yeah, there's 25 prompts. I already wrote up the prompts throughout the board. I made a thumbnail for it. I was gonna film it today. In my phone, I have an album that has all the book covers for the books I'm going to talk about, aside from the books that are on my physical shelf, because that takes time to put it in the clip of the video you're talking about. So anyways, they're all there. That's the hard part. Then I just got to film the whole thing. I think finding the book covers for all the books and saving them into an album on your phone or wherever you're going to edit books would be good. But it has things like Knights and Paladins, or it's under 1,000 reviews on Goodreads, or it's published in the 80s. If last in a series, it has gods and pantheons in it. And I found out that Percy Jackson series has now 7 books. So I thought there was 5, but he's written 2 more after that. I didn't know that.
I feel like part of me knew that, but at the same time, I'm like, did I actually know that? I have no idea if I actually knew that or not.
Read 5 short stories, an LGBTQIA protagonist. It has elves and dwarves in it, or if it has biopunk, or it features lots of letters and diary entries. There's just a lot. So 25 of them. So that was my plan to do it today, but I didn't have time, so I'll probably do it tomorrow or Monday or something. But I figured that's what the sticky notes were for. And most of them I blindly picked. They're all fantasy. I like fantasy. But that was either, oh, this one has this or that, or it features this. I don't know anything other than the title, the author, and the cover. Blindly picked them. 4 Paws and a Book YouTube channel did a 25 and 25 bingo board for the year from January to December. And there's 25 prompts on that one as well. And me and Jesse, my husband, filled out each other's bingo boards. So I gave him 25 of them and he gave me 25.
Ooh.
So I put on his, I think, Misery by Stephen King, because I think you should read a Stephen King book.
Okay.
Or no, it was Carrie. That's what it was. It was Carrie that I put on there. The Color Magic I put on his. The first book in the Karen Daniels series by what is it called? The Iola Andrews. The first book is called Magic Bites and Onward. It has a sword in it named Slayer. You feed blood to it to keep it loyal. Yeah, that one. So he read that. I say read, but he doesn't read them. He listens to them in audio, but it's still reading. It counts. It still counts. And then, so I just like making the boards, and I'm slow, but I'll read a little bit, and then I'll binge read a bunch. Usually after I'm done writing a book, that's when I'm like, okay, now I have time to read. And then I'll write a bunch, and then I have time to read. There's no balance. Not really. That's why I don't know about Skye, but other people know. I don't know if other people know, but I participate in a lot of different reading challenges throughout the year, because I like talking about books. I like seeing what other people are reading, and I just like to see if I can complete a task.
I once asked Stephanie for a list of readathons. She gave me a whole bunch, and I've already lost that list. I have to go back and grab it from what she sent me.
There's an actual Discord server that breaks them down by month, and then it said less than a week, more than a week. It was a month-long one, or it's only a day. There's a lot.
I'm a slacker where that comes in, but that's okay.
It's fine. I've read 10 books so far this year, and I thought I'd read a lot more. Last year, I read 56 books, which is the most books I've read all, like, in the last 10 years, the most books I've read all year. So I was like, oh, I'll up it to like 100 books this year. Think no problem. I'm a little behind. My problem is one of the books is this one.
Oh, big, thick, 1,000+ page books. That would do it.
I've gotten that far.
That'll do it.
Jesse's already listened to the whole thing, so.
Yeah. All right. Carrie says, I went to bed to relax to music and work on sticker editing. I scanned a bunch. Now I need to erase the lines so there's none when I print them later. Then proceeded to fall asleep under Panda. 2.5-hour nap. Yay. I feel that. Naps are lovely. We'll never say no to naps. And then Kevin says, sometimes I pause the timer. For those new here, that's always. Not always, just 99.9% of the time we pause the timer. You're not wrong, though. Like, most of the time we pause the timer.
There's
We're
always
talking a bunch.
There's always something to say. It's fine.
Yes. But, because, like, right now we're still talking, and we probably should be sprinting.
You asked a question, and I answered it, okay?
You're right. You're not wrong. But I'm just explaining that that's why the timer gets paused, is because we're a chatty bunch. But now I'm thirsty, so we're gonna go ahead and do a sprint. I'm gonna come up with the rest of the prompts for the rest of the session, and then we're gonna, I'm gonna go grab a drink and clean off my desk. So, all right, 25 minutes. This is the one prompt that is probably not any good, but it's there if you need some inspiration and don't know what to write. So here you go. First prompt for tonight says, "Are you sure that's a stun gun? This guy looks a little more cooked than I thought a stun gun would do." So that is our prompt. For anyone who wants to use it, you don't have to, but we're going to start writing. And 25 minutes clock starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that's time, everyone. Let us know how you did, what you did in the comments. And I'm not gonna lie, that scared me.
I was on a different tab, so that scared me too.
I got my drink. I did a couple of things, and then I sat down and I was starting to work on a reading related video talking about like I'm gonna be doing a like quarterly reading wrap up, but I'm doing it mostly visual, so I'm making all of the tabs, and I'm just gonna do like this is what I'm gonna do voiceover for instead of like video footage for, just so I can like look down at my page of notes without feeling guilty instead of looking up at the camera.
You've got mail.
No one asked your opinion, phone. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. What about you? What'd you work on during that sprint?
Some character notes about the people that are going to be in my next book. I will say it's going to be an age gap. There's going to be a character that lives in a beach town that does not go near the water at all for traumatic reasons.
Okay.
There's going to be another person that comes to town for her own traumatic reasons.
Okay.
I figured out their names though. Their
Okay.
characters' names are going to be Jared Kincaid and Lily Callahan.
Nice.
That's what I got.
Alrighty. Okay, looking at the comment sections. Alexis did a laughing emoji for the prompt, and Cami wrote, I mean, it has a vaporize setting on it. I didn't use it, but it's there. So that's funny. Key jumped in. Hello. Greetings and hallucinations. Hope everything is going well for you. Hello, hello. Laura is back saying dessert was a success. Roy has been walked and still on a poetry kick. So welcome, welcome. Let's see. He says playing with words can be fun. Run with it. Nice. And Cami said whatever gets the creativity flowing, right? May the words be impactful and story all the poems create. So that is awesome. Laura said, "My brain is on fire." Oh, this is one of her poems. Okay, I'll have to go back and read this as like an actual poem with the stanzas because I think that's what the line brackets are.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
It took me, but I was like, wow, that's a lot of eyes with no other brackets.
Yeah, that's what was throwing me off first because I was like trying to read it like they were eyes. And I was like, I don't think that's right. So the poem is "My brain is on fire." My brain is on fire with the possibilities of my future, where the past may coalesce with the future. Present. Jeez, I cannot read. Like it is currently doing with my grandmother. Her tails grow taller and splinter, like the tree in her old garden in winter, the tree she'll never see again. My brain is on fire, and already on so many medications. I see things not there and remember falsities. What memories are real and what are mutations? But that's not dementia, that's schizophrenia. If they combine, will my soul accelerate in its decline? Only time will tell. My brain is on fire, with images of my mother as she paces the floor, trying to contact her own mother who's forgotten how to charge a phone. A grandmother who prays we will just show up at her door, but she's in another country far away. We must save up day by day, just to see her face. My brain is on fire, with guilt and fear that I'm seeing my future played out. I'm predisposed and already ill. Is it catching beyond a shadow of a doubt? I fear I'll never see my own trees again. If I'm put away, no when. Is my tree already splintered? I butchered that, Laura, and I apologize. It probably is more impactful in actual poetry form. I just cannot read it apparently.
And we're going to take a pause with the timer, just like they said.
Yeah. Because we are, because I've got commentary and I want to read them. So I like to pause right there at the 3-second mark so I can have my countdown. But Laura, I like that fact that Laura puts "tada" at the end of whenever she's writing stuff. because it makes it easier to read it. Rachel said, I got 358 words during that sprint. Yay, that's awesome. We're here for it. And Key is editing a book, converting it from single viewpoint to multiple viewpoints. So basically, complete rewrite. I hate those. I am so sorry.
I just did that recently at the end of 2024. I took several books and I changed it from dual point of view to single point of view. So I feel for you. I really do.
Ugh.
Okay, so I have a funny story about
go ahead.
a stun gun and my daughter,
Okay.
who is 14, by the way. Okay, she's 14. She's very little, and sometimes she can be a little funny. So on Thursday nights, we have teen group at the library, and there's usually like an activity they do. And then on the first or second Thursday, there's an outside group that comes in and talks about different skills. It's from like the Safe House, which is like sexual assault and something free. It's a place that people from the community can go to get help after they've been in domestic abuse situations or sexual assault situations. So they come in, and part of it is just talking, and then the other part is this guy comes in and he does like theater type work to get them to open up their minds and like think outside the box. And then like the last 10 to 15 minutes, they do like jiu-jitsu type defense. So how to get out of someone's grip around their wrist, or how to use the tactical momentum against them, that sort of thing. Well, this girl came in and it was all about sexual predators and how to be safe online, like on the internet, with this teen group. And this girl, she's 22, and she's doing this talk. And at the end of they were talking about like what can be seen as sexual assault online, like if someone's sending you a nude pic, or someone's asking you, or if you're hanging out with someone and someone's asking you, doesn't ask you to like give them a hug or kiss them. And the teens were like being weird about them, like, hey, Jesse asked me to kiss me on our first date, and we're 30 something years old, so it happens. Just have to find the right guy. And then they had like scenarios. So the first scenario, my daughter and your friend who's 12 volunteered to go up, and the person read a scenario on the card, and then they each had to like, oh, this is the answer, this is what I would do. All right, so let's say you and your partner are hanging out, and they want to kiss you. What do you like? How do you handle that? They want to kiss. They go to kiss you, and you don't want that to happen. What do you do? Lily raises her hand. She's like, "Oh, I know." I'm like, "Oh my god, what's she gonna say?" I would tase them.
Why did I see that coming the moment you said they started doing safety defense stuff?
And I'm like, I'm in the back of the room, like, excuse me, young lady. Everyone knows I'm her mom. I want to know where the heck you have a taser located. She's like, in my pocket. I'm like, just so you all know, we don't have tasers in the house. Just saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was funny. Like they, then they got more serious. Like, was it like about holding your hands, and about what if you're at a party and like the guy like brings you a drink, and then they were talking about if basically like if you don't see the drink being made, even if it's just a soda, don't drink it, even someone that you just met. And then one of the girls was talking about like, when is it okay, when do you think it's okay to give your passwords to someone that you're dating, like a guy? And they're like, well, passwords are there for a reason, but it's up to each scenario. Because the girl didn't want to figure and say like, you're all wrong, this is dumb, like you shouldn't be doing any of this. Like, hey, it's up to you. But there's a difference between someone that you know in real life or someone that you know and then someone you know online. But she didn't like differentiate between like, just because you talk to them online doesn't mean you don't. That doesn't mean you know them. Like, just because it's like an online friend. Just because you don't, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So, but yeah, that was the whole like. And this guy that comes in, he like about a month ago, they took a kid's picture book, and these group of like 6 or 8 teens took pages of words from a picture book, interpreted what they felt it meant, and like made scenes with their bodies, like it was like a bomb and a kid or whatever, like interpreted what it meant with their bodies and facial expressions. And then at the end of it, he's like, okay, now pick a place you guys like. Okay, talk about, great. Now, without talking to each other, depict something that says Taco Bell to you. One of them was guacamole, one of them was a burrito. Illy was like this and her face like this, and if she had claws out, she was like the soda machine. Like the soda
That's
machine. And what's hilarious is his professor loved Ileana's expressions and all of this stuff. Like Ileana's his favorite, the professor's favorite person in all the pictures and videos that he ever takes. And so this guy is doing his uh not dissertation, like he's in college and it's like this big thesis. That's right. He's writing his
okay.
thesis. And he's like, hey, would it be okay if like you like maybe just wrote a few words about how because Ileana has changed with how open she is to people and how she maneuvers her body and like just her being closed down. And then as soon as he walks in the door, she looks forward to his stuff, his activities and things. And her smile lights up. You just hear molars in the back of her mouth. She smiles so big. And he's like, if you don't mind, could you write a couple sentences? It's not too hard. I'm like, I'm a writer. I got you. We're good. I'll only use something nice and wordy for your professors. We're good. But yeah, they're next month he should be bringing in the completed picture. Like he's gonna complete all the pictures and everything. He's gonna put it into a book, and so be able to take a look at it next month.
Nice.
So apparently my daughter has an imaginary taser somewhere, so we're good.
As someone who has a real taser, that's a little scary sometimes.
Like sometimes she's a little funny. I mean, she is funny, but I'm like, oh my god, Ellie, really?
Yeah. I actually just recently got a taser, and it was actually gifted to me. It was a birthday present from my dad because apparently, uh, for those who are new here, I work night shift, and I am I am a housekeeper at a clinic, and I'm the only one on my shift because the clinic is small enough. They only need one person. So my dad, I finally messaged my dad. I was like, I have to ask, what is with the taser? He's like, it's what did how did he word it? Let me just read what he said because it was kind of hilarious how he worded it. There it is. I said I thought it's a taser pen, and he said I thought the pen would give you a little peace of mind when working alone at night, or maybe give me a little peace of mind when you work alone at night. I was like, okay, fair. So that is my story of taser. I haven't used it yet. My husband used to work in a prison, so he has been tased and he has been maced, and he saw the voltage of this taser. He was like, I don't want to get tased by that. And I was like, I bet you don't.
When I used to work nights in Portland at Fort Myers, he used to graveyard. My mom's husband, who has said all of like maybe 20 words to me his entire life, is very reserved and quiet. He's older. I think he was like in his 50s when they got married, so he's older. And he gave me pepper spray to carry with me. That was his way of saying,
Stay safe.
I
Love you.
care.
Stay safe.
Yes.
Love you. Stay safe.
But he was so reserved that we were shocked when we saw his bare feet. He never wore socks. I mean, never wore anything off his socks. You always saw him like a big jacket and jeans, and even like 90-degree weather in Portland, like all the time, fully clothed. Never saw him ever with anything, any skin exposed other than from Europe.
Nice. All right. Well, I think we're going to pause in our chat there. I've caught up on all the chat comments that I can see. So we're going to do another sprint. 25 minutes. Let me get my prompts again. Here is our second prompt for anyone who wants to write but doesn't know what they want to write about. You do not have to use the prompt. It's not taser related, I promise. And it says, you've walked in and out of this room 3 times. Did you finally remember what you came in here for? Because I may or may not have done that on the last sprint just to go get my soda. I walked into the kitchen 3 times, and each time I did not get a soda until the 3rd time. So that is what prompted that prompt. And here we go. 25 minutes on the clock, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that is time. Let us know what you did, how you did in the comments.
I I moved my desk around.
I was wondering what you were doing because every once in a while the camera would get shaky, and I was just like, "What the heck is going on?" I would look up and it would start shaking. I was like, "What is she doing?"
So, okay. So where my desk was, this bookshelf was directly behind me, and off over here is the open living room, and then our bedroom door. Like you can barely see it. But tonight, Jesse was coming out to get this shampoo that I found for him at Target that he's been looking for. But he was just in his like boxer briefs, so he wouldn't know if the camera was on. Like when I'm walking around, the camera is off. He's like, "Well, you never know." So then made me think, "Well, maybe I need to turn it around." So I'm turning around, but now the only way. So there's a wall here, and the window. So I'm like, and I did have my laptop up on this. Sorry, this. So it's like
There we go.
elevated. But I'm like, if I have it here and there's nothing behind it, like a wall, like what if it falls off? You know what I mean? So I'm like, And so then I have this other like purple shelf thing with drawers that I was having that has like these things attached on the side. So all of my pins are purple, pink, red, blue, green, color coordinated because that's just how I am. And, which is great. But then again, what a biggest bump. There's nothing like to protect it from falling off the back. And on the other side of this desk is a wall that has the bookshelf, but our cat uses the bookshelf to stare at us while we're eating and playing video games or whatever. So I'm like, just ideas. That's what I did. I moved stuff around.
That works. I jumped
Uh,
around between a couple of things, so I can't say anything.
so I can't decide if I want a wall directly behind the desk or open space behind the desk. That's what I got. And Jackson informed me that I needed to have lights behind me when I film. I go, what kind of lights? He's like, like twinkly lights or like, video game strip lights, some lighting behind you so it's not so boring. I'm like, I could put like fairy lights on my bookshelf and sit in front of me. He's like, fairy lights, tea lights, what are those? So I showed him. He's like, yeah, put them in color, like purple and pink and blue. That'll be really nice. I'm like, okay, Mr. 12-year-old, when did you become a YouTube expert? But whatever.
So above my bed are like little ghosty lights. I love my ghosty lights. And then for her birthday, we got my daughter mushroom lights because she's obsessed with mushrooms right now.
Mm-hmm.
And there's little fairy lights, but the mushrooms are about like this big, and it's so cute.
And now, if I sit like this, the living room and everything is directly that way, open.
Okay.
And now I can type whatever I want to type on the computer. No one can know what I'm typing. Like no one reads what I'm typing behind me. It's nothing R-rated. But I'm just saying, like they can't see what I'm doing over here.
Yeah.
But then I have this wall right here. I could put like sticky notes on the wall forever, like I had in my RV bedroom before we moved out of it.
Your Kanban wall.
Yes. I have my Kanban boards. They're in my bedroom where I never look anymore. So,
Hey, if it works, it works.
yeah. I just can't say which way I want to have the desk facing or not facing.
This is my temporary desk because it gets too cold in the library to have my real desk. So that's what
And
we're
then I
working with for
have
now.
this window behind me, which sun comes in all day long. So we have the blind shut during the day. I'm like, okay. We'll see. We'll see what I stick with. I'll let y'all know, whoever's wondering. I'll do like, this is what my desk was, and now here it is. I might have a plug-in here, and I have a plug-in over there, so it could be wherever.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go look at the comments real quick because a few came through. Richard said, better to be safe. I have both the taser and pepper spray. Good. That's awesome. Eccentric Raven came in. Hello. Stopping by to bump the like button and finishing decluttering my room before I go to bed. My room is officially decluttered. We've spent most of yesterday cleaning and finished it up today. And the only thing that was cluttered at this point was my temporary desk area, and that's because I just had so much stuff that I brought in from my actual desk that this became a dumping ground. So I had to clean that up. I've still got to clean it up because I'm not done. But we're almost done with that. And the room is much cleaner than it was. And the plan is to do every weekend to do one room in the house and just completely obliterate as far as like everything goes clutter wise. So, to do. Rachel popped in, said hello, night owls. Hope you're having a good weekend. So far, so good. Been up and down. Got Popper's having tummy issues, and with no explanation why. But otherwise, we're good. Yes, I'm talking bad about you, Ogre. It's okay. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Pitiful thing. So, and Adina said I got distracted with writing, and yes, she said my name correctly earlier. Thanks for hosting sprints. You're welcome. I do sprints every Saturday. That being said, next weekend's gonna be very weird, and I'll come back to that once I finish talking about catching up with the chat real quick. Because next weekend's gonna be a little differently than my usual weekend, and we'll get there. Keith said more editing, then realized it was too quiet, so I started up my writing playlist. That's what's bothering me. I don't have music playing in the background. Okay, I gotta find some music on for the next sprint. Alexa said I took an involuntary 10-minute nap and typed 85 words. Sometimes you just need sleep, and if you need to go to take a sleepus, whatever, we're gonna roll with it. If you need to go take a sleep, do so. It's not gonna bother me, I promise. We like sleep around here. Rachel got 510 words. Keith says I got tunes now. Eccentric Raven said move more laundry loads, or moved my. God dang it! Why can't I talk tonight? Moved.
It's not like we do this for a living. No.
Move my laundry loads. And Indina said, how many more sprints for the night? We do a total of 4, so we've got 2 more left with chit-chat in between. Totally lost track of time, which I guess is a good thing when I'm investing my story. That's awesome. I'm happy to hear about that.
So earlier today, a little story about my writing stuff. So earlier today, get home from taking Ellie to the park to play with her friend. We're here, and Jesse, my husband's like, what is your plan? Are you gonna watch TV? Or are you gonna sit over there in your corner and like tap away at the keyboard? He didn't say it like that, but that's how my brain heard him say it. And so then we watched something on TV, and then I'm like, do you want to play a game, or do you want me to tap on my keyboard? He's like, I didn't say it like that. And I go, well, sometimes I feel that way. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's been 5 years. I'm not a successful writer yet. He's like, what's a successful writer? I said, when I can go out to dinner and pay the bill, not look at the bank account before I give them my bank card. He's like, whatever. That's not success. Success is making a reservation at a nice restaurant where there's no prices on the menu and you don't mind and you just pay anyway. That's success. I'm like, okay, I'll pencil that in. And I'm like, but honestly, like, 3 copies of my book have been sold on Amazon since the beginning of the year. Don't go buy my book just because I said that, but that's what I said to Jesse, right? And I'm like, how much longer? He's like, it's only been 5 years. Give it time. How much more time?
Thank you for joining us tonight, Rachel. Rachel said I'm gonna have to call it a night. Thank you so much for the sprints. You are totally welcome. I hope to see you again in future sprints or future streams. Jeez, I really can't talk. I both agree with Jesse's sentiment about success, and I completely disagree with it at the same time. I agree that being able to make a reservation at a restaurant that has no prices on the menu and not break a sweat would be like completely awesome. But my definition of success was just selling books, like straight up just selling books. So like I've already succeeded.
At first I was like, I just want to be a published author. Then it was, I want to be a paid published author. And then I've increased it to a paid published author where my author income will be so that I don't have to worry about looking at a dinner bill. I mean, yeah, I can always pull out a credit card and pull on the credit card, but that's not the point. The point is like real money being spent at the current time.
I want to be able to throw cash down, yo.
Yeah, right.
And not worry about where that cash came from. It's questionable around these parts.
It came from my liver, okay?
It was in the middle of the couch cushions where I stashed it 10 years ago. And completely forgot about it.
That means dinner's free because the money was not from your paycheck. It was from the couch. So it was free meal, right? that how that goes? It's not like drill math or something?
I have no idea. Oh, alrighty. We ready to do another sprint?
Yes. I may move my desk again, so at that point, I'll just put my computer down elsewhere so it doesn't shake. I
Well,
don't
I
know if I like
wasn't worried about
this.
the shake. I was just trying to figure out what you were doing.
I
And
didn't
now
know.
I know.
Well, I had it on like I turned off my camera. I didn't know it was still shaking.
No, I was talking about when you came back. You were probably just adjusting your camera at that point.
Oh yeah. I was just adjusting
Because
everything back.
I just glanced up because I saw movement.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay, real quick. Eccentric Raven says, I will define success as a writer when someone tells me they read my book and they loved it, made them cry, and changed their life. I love that. That is fantastic.
So I never cry when I read books ever. That all the characters die. I only cry when I watch stuff with my eyes, like watch videos, watch movies, watch TV shows. Then I cry. I in fact cried today, but you know, one of the main characters in my TV show I watched died.
I get too invested. Okay, I cry at everything. I'm emotional sap. Alexa said, I lowered my aspirations to just finishing this book. That's perfectly
That's
valid.
totally fair. That's fine.
Ooh, I like Anadina's choice as well. I just do not want to clock into my day job anymore. So writing for me is a hobby, and I keep trying to tell myself it's just a hobby. But I am not gonna lie. If my books suddenly started selling well enough that I could make it a career, every once in a while I'll make a video and I'm like, this is just a hobby, and I don't want it to be a career. But let's be real. If I could make enough money that this became a career, I would totally jump on that board so fast it's not even funny. So I'm lying to myself and to everyone else every time I say I don't want this to be a career. Because deep down, I do.
Right.
I'm a big baby. I cry for both books and movies. There we go. All
Shit.
right.
I cry when I talk about TV shows that made me cry. Okay. Like tears falling down my face. Like my childhood pet died or something, like crying.
Bawling.
Because like, Mom, really again? Said yes again. Just ignore me. It's fine.
It's fine. I'm just emotional. Leave me alone, child. All right. Third prompt, third sprint says, what do you mean this craft is for space travel only? It's a craft. So that's our prompt. You do not have to write it if you don't want to. It's just there to inspire you if you want to write but don't know what you want to write about. And we're going to start this sprint in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that's time. Let us know what you did, how you did in the comments.
I moved my desk back. Well, here's the thing. So my desk, when I put it together, I could decide what side of the desk to have my drawers built onto.
Uh-huh.
So right now my drawers are next to the wall here. But then if I turn it this way and have my desk facing outward and have the window behind me, then to me it feels weird that the drawers are on next to the wall. I don't know why. It just feels weird. So then I was unsure of what to do with like the desk and like stuff falling off my desk. So it's back here. So I'm going to get some like USB powered like battery lights or fairy lights to put on my bookshelf here. So
Okay.
that when I do like sit down videos, then it'll be a nice backdrop with like twinkly lights on it. We'll see how it goes. I mean, usually I just walk around and film whatever, but
I've got to edit a bunch of videos that I filmed last weekend that I didn't did I get around to editing. So that's fun. That's probably what I should have done during the stream. Except for I don't like editing videos during streams. So, meh.
it's like right now, where is it? If I just go this way, that is our bedroom door right there.
Okay.
So like, I mean, it's
You
not
just
like
have to edit.
so. Oh well.
If it works, it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes, it works. It's fine.
Um,
Plus, everything's on my right side where I have blindness a little bit anyway, so it's like they're not there anyhow when they're sitting there. It all works out.
I started drawing a calendar and I didn't finish it. And then I started browsing through music stuff because I was like, it's still silent because I never turned on music. Let me fix that. And then I never picked anything.
Oh,
It's fine. I can't. I don't know what's going on with me tonight. I just cannot focus on anything tonight. And so, like, my brain keeps jumping around like 40 million different things, and I can't settle on any one thing. So hopefully, I'll finish my calendars during the next sprint at least.
So I moved my desk back to where it was, and then I started writing down kind of what the kids are doing this coming week. I usually go on Sundays, but tomorrow I'm filming a video, so and so I got this like cheap $5 or $10 student planner for each of them for the at Target, and so right now I'm just writing down the subject areas I want them to do on each day. Like Wednesday, I know that we don't do math on Wednesdays because they go to chess, and it's a long day if we do all the subjects and then go to chess and then go to youth group and come home. So Wednesdays they don't do math. Other than that, I mean, we don't get everything done every week. So like anything that we didn't get done from the week before, I just carry over to the next week.
Yeah.
I've learned not to pre-plan everything for weeks at a time.
Makes sense.
It's lots of crossing out.
Let's see. Looking at the. You made that sound difficult. I think he just struggled to get up on my bed, which is really weird. Okay, so looking at the comments, he said success is when they want to turn your book into a movie. Completely agree. Eccentric Raven said it's not about literally crying, it's about having the emotional impact. Agree as well. He said, I am unable to type. My cat must be appeased, and he is feeling abandoned and unloved. Success. The judgmental furball is purring. He feels loved. Maybe he'll let me work now. Oh, the joy of having pets. Essential Raven says, I got some things put away. Try to stack a few boxes and then call it a night. Good luck with that, because I feel that. And he says, Skye, if you want epic music for writing, I have a list on Spotify. I actually do not use Spotify. Maybe I'm weird, but like I have Amazon Music, which I use, which is what I was browsing through. I'll have to check out your playlist just to see what's on it so I can steal music from it. But the other thing I do every once in a while is I put on YouTube, and there's like 3 channels I follow religiously. During the next sprint, I'll put their links in so that I can share those with anyone who's interested in those channels. It's mostly like lo-fi music for the first 2, and then the last one is like more epic soundtrack, fantasy soundtrack sounding music, which I really love. Oops, I forgot to pause the timer. Oh well, it's first time in a bit. I didn't pause it. I wasn't paying attention. I also missed a comment. And Adina says, I do have 7 more years to retire. The plan is to survive and balance my writer's life and leave with good insurance. I love that for you. I probably will never retire in my lifetime because the longest I've ever stayed with any particular job is 5 years. I just did my 3 year anniversary with my current job, and honestly, I hate it, and they can go fuck themselves. The job itself is fine. I actually really do enjoy my job, but I swear to God, management. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
The longest job I had was at a phone call place,
Call center?
call center. Thank you. And the last year and a half, I had a boss that really liked me as supervisor, and I tried everything in my power to get fired because in my brain I was like, it's better to get fired than quit. Whatever. I was 20 something. Okay. It was horrible. So like I was there for like 4 years or something. But like the first time I was working there, I would kind of cold call people who had either recently purchased or serviced a BMW. And they're assholes and a half. Most of them I called, except for the ones that drove BMW motorcycles. They were nice and cool to talk to.
I didn't even know BMW made motorcycles, to be fair.
Okay. And then after a while, I got switched to Kia. And they're definitely nicer because they're just happy they can afford a freaking car, not like spend millions of dollars on a BMW.
As someone whose first vehicle that was in their name was a Kia,
Oh, even maybe.
I feel both validated and insulted by that comment because it's absolutely true.
There is a distinct difference
There is.
between BMW owners who have to pay like $500 just to get their dang oil changed because they can't do it themselves because everything on their freaking car is electronic, to the Kia owners like, hey, I can do it myself. I don't need your help. Like there's a distinct difference class wise, how they talk to you, all that. So
That is hilarious, though. Oh, googly googly. All right. Century Raven says it's 10:41 where I am. I should probably go to get
to
get to
bed
be
soon?
I think it's supposed to be bed soon,
Yeah.
so that I can make it to church tomorrow. Yes. Okay. Context clues. I can do that every once in a while. You are an hour. You must be in Pacific time because I'm in Mountain time because it's 11:44 where I am. It's almost midnight. It's almost the witching hour. All right, we got one more sprint left for those who wants to stick around. If you do not want to stick around, I'm not going to stop you. Go get some sleep. Sleep is important. I am not a church person, as I'm not a very religious person, so I do not care about going to church in the morning.
I go to church and I'm still here until 3 a.m. It's totally fine.
We're going to blame the fact that you're an insomniac, so I'm just
Yes.
saying.
Hey, so we're going to talk about, or we're going to wait till the end.
We'll wait till the end.
Okay.
So, and because the other thing I'm going to do is as soon as we're done going live, I'm going to post an announcement on YouTube itself too. So, like my community tab.
Way to use that community tab.
I know. Look at me go. Every once in a while, I do remember that it exists. I wanted it for so long and then didn't use it when I got it. And now every once in a while, I'm like, oh, yeah, I got that. Let me use it. All right. So 25 minutes. This is the final sprint of the evening. And our prompt for anyone who wants it says, we're not really cake and ice cream people on birthdays, but we'll never say no to dessert. I totally was inspired by Laura Nettle's creme brulee earlier. So that is our fourth and final prompt. I've got a childling that wants to say goodnight, so this is perfect timing. And I assume that's why you're coming in here, even if it's not true. Shush. Let me believe for 5 seconds. We're going to get started. 25 minutes on the clock, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that is time, everyone. Let us know how you did. I'm going to stop sharing that screen because that was our last sprint. Boom. What'd you do?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know. How do you not know?
I got up and went to go to the bathroom. Forgot to go to the bathroom. Got some water. Looked in the cabinet for a snack.
Thank you.
Came and sat back down. Picked up my phone, and I keep on forgetting it's dead, and my charger's in the other room. I don't know what I did, but whatever. Oh, I was researching about one of my characters. He was a fisherman, and his tragic story is that his wife fell overboard and she fell into a coma and she died, like prior to this character meeting this girl. And so he hasn't been on his boat for a while. I mean, since that happened. And he doesn't even want to be in charge of people on a boat because he was the captain because it's a ship. So my thing was like, what do I name the ship? And then it's like, well, there could be lots of names. I like the name Annabelle. It's a good name for a ship. Do people routinely name their ships after people they know? Like, would it be weird that he named his ship after his wife and that's why he doesn't want to go on the ship? And so that's where I ended my typing.
I think it would be super cute if he did name his boat after his late wife.
Yes.
And I've heard of people doing that.
Okay.
So, it fits the story.
I think so. And that's where I am with my character backstory building. Who knows how much I'll use it, but that's what I'm not typing a ton because I have a system. This is my system. I write some, and then I hate my story, and then I write some more, and I end it, and then I edit it, and then I do all the things, and then my wrists yell at me one morning, and I'm like, oh, why do my wrists hurt so much? I haven't written that much lately. Oh wait, I wrote like 4 short stories, and I finished my novella. That's probably why my wrists hurt. I should probably take a break, and then I go into reading, and then I gradually get back into typing again, and then once my wrists stop hurting again, I type away a bunch. That is my system.
That's funny because while I was playing around with music stuff and typing in the channels into the chat that I listen to when I listen to YouTube music, I was also chatting with someone about that exact problem. We were talking about wrist problems and the fact that the other day, like for no apparent reason, my wrist was just randomly hurting. I was not typing. I was not writing. I wasn't doing anything. And I was just like, why are you hurting? And then later I was just like working through the pain and handwriting stuff. But I have no idea what caused it. And it was like for 2 days in a row. And I was just like,
I do know that like when the weather changes over here from like a cold to hot or cold to warm, not only do I get migraines, but my joints swell up too when it changes.
I can tell when the weather's changing because my knees will hurt.
Yes. My old lady hip, where I got my bone graft done when I was 17, it will hurt. It will start throbbing. Yes. So I did get stuff done, just I haven't made progress.
Hey, every little step is progress.
I kind of want this book to be a little bit longer than my previous romance novels because I feel like with this kind of story, I can't 30,000, 40,000 words might not be enough to tell a story, but I don't know. I accidentally mentioned this girl character in my Christmas short story, so I feel like I have to actually write about this character. It was like a 3-sentence thing where they go to this, it's like a Christmas market, like there's like different vendors, and then there's this vendor, and the main character of the story is like, oh, you're new here, I haven't seen you before. She's like, no, I just moved here a few months ago, and I thought I'd give this a try, and I named it Lily's Candles and More because she makes candles and other stuff, and so that's where my Lily character came from. And I have to give her a story. Why is she there? Why is she magically here? Can't we just mention it one time and never again? A reader will read it and be like, hey, what's up with this girl?
I love it when you meet characters that are going to be like get their own story in the future in previous stories. That just like, I love it. I'm like, eh.
And that's the only time she's mentioned in the whole 5 stories I've written so far. 4 stories, 5 stories, however many stories it's been.
Whoops.
The only time. It's fine. Because then this means I have no like details I have to make sure I get right about her, other than her name and what she eventually ends up doing. Other than that, sky's the limit. Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. She gave it 3 left feet. Who knows?
But that'd be hilarious. Eventually, I'll get to the point where I'm writing. I want to write like, I guess in a way, technically speaking, with the 7 short story series that I'm writing with the 7 sisters, I am kind of sort of doing that because like in the first 2 stories which are written, I do have cameo appearances or at least mentions of the sister who's going to be the main character in the next story. So like in Presumed Dead, which is the first short story, she actually goes and visits her sister and says, "Hey, you're the only person I know that has dealt with this shenanigan before. What the heck's going on?" And then in the second story, that sister who shows up mentions, "Hey, our other sister's going on a trip. She's doing XYZ. Have you heard from her? Have you talked to her?" So I guess in a way I do mention the character that's going to be in the next story, but I've never actively had them like be a random like side character unrelated already to the main character, kind of like you had with Lily, where she just poof appeared.
Yeah.
And you're like, dang it, now I have to write her story.
Yes. So, being the asshole Shane, who's not an asshole by the end of the book story, we have characters from the first 2 books in the series pop up, kind of way to like let the reader know it's all part of the same world. But as far as like, yeah, the Lily thing was not. It was just a random thing that I decided to put in.
I have the Libby app, and I requested your first book on the Libby app. We'll see if it actually gives it to me.
Ooh, yay!
So they didn't have it in stock. They didn't have any of the books in stock, which is fine. But I did put it in a notification request. And then I've seen places here and there where they're talking about like you can create free library cards for places that you don't have a library card at. And I'm like, I want to do that just so that I can go get more books and have more opportunities to get books from other places. So that's going to be eventually on my next to-do list.
Yeah,
That's
it's funny. My books are not at the library. Like Libby is the one that they use here. It's not there, but it's on the Hoopla app for the library that I use in Oregon. So
that makes sense. I was going somewhere with that. My library here is not on Libby. It's too small a town. They don't see, and it's mostly at this moment older generations that use the library, so who are not interested in ebooks. They want a physical book. So at this moment in time, my public library is not part of the Libby app. So I'm actually using my library card from back when I was living in North Carolina for the library there.
okay. Does the library near you now use any online reader?
They're still using card catalog with the little index cards you have to flip through to find your
Really?
find your books.
Wow,
I've
so
been able to
cool.
teach the girls how to use a card catalog because of that, and the Dewey Decimal System, and actually put it into practice. It was such a cool thing. I was like, "Oh, this is awesome!" But at the same time, this sucks because I can't ask you, "Hey, do you have this book?" And have you just, "Yes, we do." No, we don't.
So the local library, so the libraries can choose what system they use to organize their books. There's a Dewey Decimal System, which we all grew up with, and then there's the Library of Congress system, which is all kinds of ass backwards. When you grew up with the Dewey Decimal System, it's total.
It uses their own form of the Dewey Decimal System
Yes,
because it is based off the Dewey Decimal System. It's just when you've already learned the Dewey Decimal System, it makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. And our library uses the Library of Congress system because the university here, the Sam Houston University, uses the Library of Congress system. So they thought it should be the same.
That makes sense. Ooh, Key shared their playlist for Spotify because I gave them wrench powers to do so. And JC says, I was bugging Skye during the sprints as I wait for my video to finish posting to Patreon. You are not bugging me, I promise. JC's messaged me a couple times while I've been at work, and she's like, I hope I'm not bugging. I'm like, girl, just text me whenever you want to. I promise I will answer when I'm awake. And if I don't answer, it's probably because I looked at it, read it when I was half asleep, and then forgot to answer.
True. Yeah.
I do that a lot. Like when I first wake up, just to get rid of all the notifications on my phone, I open everything, but I almost never reply right away. So if like 3 hours pass, you asked a question, I still haven't replied, send it again. Be like, hey, what's up? I'll be like, oh yeah. And yes, that was the last sprint. We've been on here 2.5 hours now. Even with me getting started late, we've been on here 2.5 hours now.
Huh. I guess that's true.
Yep. The kiddos have gone to bed. We're good to go. So, and I'm gonna sneak a peek after we're no longer live. Holy mackerels! Key's playlist is 109 songs long. I'm here for this. I want to listen to this whole thing. Steal all the music because I don't recognize any of these songs. I'm so excited.
The one on Spotify.
Yeah. I know we don't like Amazon, but I already had an Amazon account, and so that's where all my music comes from. I was listening to Pandora before they started putting like ads every other song, and I did have premium with Pandora for a little while, but it got super expensive super quick. So
Yeah. Use Spotify, and then we have a bunch of like playlists. Like I have my own personal playlist, and then like Ilya has her playlist, and then we made a playlist for the kids, and then we made a playlist that's like space traveling for the kids. Basically, it's like really long, obscure song, like really long playlists of like. There's a burrito song and tacos falling in the Skye song, butterfly song, but then there's like really cool songs like Journey and like other things that we grew up with. And yeah, so because we need music to keep motivated driving for a day across Texas. Oh, the cat was scratching the couch.
oh, I didn't even notice. I was like, how dare you snap at me? All right. Eccentric Raven, thank you for joining us today. I'm glad your room looks better. Go get some sleep. Go. I'm wide awake. I had a nap earlier today, and now I'm like great. But Justin has work tomorrow, so I probably, when he comes to bed, I'll probably go to bed, whether or not I'm tired. I'll just like lay beside him and read on my phone and read books. Or
That's
something.
what I do.
So we'll see what happens and how long he stays up. But since he has working later now, he might be up for a little while still. Okay, I'm trying to go through the comments real quick. Still like Amazon, just don't listen now. See, and I miss when everyone was jumping onto Spotify because I literally went from Amazon Music, Pandora, back to Amazon Music, and I skipped Spotify. I never even went to Spotify. And my husband uses Spotify, and every once in a while he talks about it, and I'm like, that's the reason I don't use Spotify, right there. And it's just random stuff. And I'm like, I just can't get into it. Oh goodness gracious! Snap just got someone or something all the way together. Got to go back and play that one. Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch it and see what happened. Didn't do anything, and I was like, what did I do? You are bad. How dare! All right, so we're going to wrap this up because we have been streaming for almost 3 hours now. But we have an announcement. In previous streams, like right before we did the 7-day book challenge, and then we said we were going to talk about it after the 7-day book challenge, and then I completely spaced it. I was so tired that I just forgot until the other day. I was like, wait, when were we supposed to do this?
And to be fair, it was talked about during a stream where we accidentally were live for 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
And I think it was like hour 5 or 6 this came up.
Yeah. So what we're going to be doing is next weekend we're doing a 12-hour marathon where we're going to be streaming for 6 hours each. We're going to start over on Stephanie's channel at 7 p.m. Central. Is that what we said? See, I've already forgotten again. This is why I should write stuff down. But I didn't have my calendar ready until today. It's still not ready. It's not finished. So I haven't written anything down for, look, this is April. April is blank. It doesn't even have dates. I have to look back through our messaging back and forth to see what we said. I'm pretty certain it was 7 p.m. Central.
It's on my phone and in my calendar, but my phone is dead, so I can't even look at it.
So 7 p.m. Central, we're going to do the first stream over on Stephanie's channel. I might be running a little bit late to that because we're going to go to a reptile convention earlier that day. We should be back by then, but just forewarning, if I'm late, that's why. And then after her 6-hour stream, we're going to have an hour break so that I stream starting at 2 a.m. and I'll be streaming from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central. So
yes. And the reason we did that for 2 reasons. Skye has the Reptile Expo she's going to go to. And then if for some reason we go over on the second half, I can bounce out because then we have church in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so it all works out.
Yes.
We are not doing the 24 like some people suggested.
I cannot do 24. I thought about it real hard. I was like, no. If I got a hotel room and was by myself and didn't have to worry about other sleep schedule, maybe. But I don't have the funds for that, so it's not going to happen.
We did think about doing it starting at Skye's normal time and then doing 12 hours, but then it was just a weird start and stop time for me anyway.
Yeah, especially with everyone else's schedules and the fact that I've got the kids to worry about too, and Justin's got work. He switched jobs, so he switched jobs. Monday was his first day at his new job, and now his schedule has shifted and changed. So now I've got to work around all that stuff too. So, and yes, JC, I'm messing with your time again.
But we'll still be here, just
Yes.
a little bit early.
Yeah, and we'll start on Stephanie's channel, and I should be on time for your stream, Stephanie. If I'm late, that's why.
I still have to make a thumbnail for it and everything. So
yeah, I haven't worked on that either. You want to know what I created during that first sprint? I created the little YouTube image that I wanted to put in the community tab to post that we're doing this. That's as much as I've done.
it's progress.
Yep.
Right.
It's one step done. I just have to create the 12-hour marathon thumbnail.
Marathon part 1, 7 Central to 1 a.m. Central, also known as Crazy Town.
Yes. I'm literally going to put a train on my thumbnail and call it Crazy Train. Because why not? All aboard to Crazy Town. That's what I'm going to put it. That's going to be the title of the video. All aboard to Crazy Town.
All aboard to Crazy Town. I might do that too. That'd be fun. Crazy Town train. Okay.
And now I just have to figure out what we'll work on during that 6-hour stream.
You finish a freaking book in that time.
I could technically do that, but will I is the question. Probably not. But yeah, that's happening next weekend, and we're starting on Saturday, just at an earlier time. So 7 Central on Saturday,
Yes.
which is 8 p.m. Central Saturday, for those who are on the East Coast, because I know we have a lot of viewers who are on the East Coast. And someday I will be on the East Coast again, but it's not anytime soon. Alrighty. But I think that's it, because I don't have anything else going on other than that. Might even have some other co-hosts next week for the different sprints. I know that Heather Salter Purvis messaged me and asked if she could be on stream, and I didn't reply for 2 days because I didn't even realize she'd messaged me. That's my bad. Sorry, Heather, if you're watching this. My bad. I'm sorry. But so she might be on stream with us at some point.
I stream with her. She's really easy to have back and forth conversation with and all that. So
I love having people as guests. So if you're watching right now and you ever want to join me as a guest, just message me on either Facebook or Instagram. I definitely check Facebook Messenger every day because I get group family text group notifications. But I try to check Instagram at least every other day. If I don't check it every day, I don't have Instagram on my phone anymore, so it doesn't send me the messages the way Facebook does. So
Is there a reason why?
I don't use Instagram, and it was taking up space on my phone.
Oh, okay.
There's no other reason why.
Oh, okay.
I literally have Instagram because there's other messages I'm a part of, especially like group messages that are on Instagram, and that's literally all I use it for is a message space, basically. So there's no reason to have it on my phone. So I check it whenever I'm on the computer.
It all works.
Yep. So I'm doing social media cleansing. I'm trying to be a better person. No, not really. There's no other explanation. I'm not switching my screen time or anything like that because I'm still like doom scrolling TikTok every once in a while for book recommendations that are not like Fourth Wing and ACOTAR.
Right.
Every other video is like Fourth Wing and ACOTAR. I'm like, I'm not interested. Go away.
I mean, I do have the ACOTAR series on my bookshelf, and I am on book 3, almost just about done with book 3. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like, it's just those 2 series all the time.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, no thanks. I'll pass. So, alrighty. I'm especially looking for like, ooh, that reminds me. If anyone's got good recommendations for thrillers that are available as audiobooks. I don't know why, but I'm in a thriller mood right now, and I've been listening. I don't read ebook or physical thrillers, but I listen to them. So if you know any good audiobooks that are thrillers, pass those recommendations on because I would love them, because I've listened to like 4 or 5 recently that I'm like, ooh, this is really good. And it's the vibes because I work at night and I work by myself. That's straight up what it is. I spook myself out at work. That's all it is. I just give myself chills at work.
Gotcha.
And then scare myself when I walk to through the parking lot by myself, like. Probably a bad thing.
That's
Anyways. All right. Let's see. There's comments that I've been missing because I was looking at the restream, which doesn't always show me all the comments. Let's see. JC said, I have a routine, a schedule in my calendar. I keep messing with it.
Keep you on your toes.
Yep, that's all we're doing. We're just trying to make sure that you're like paying attention. Stephanie has the first stop at Skye's the last stop. There you go. Essential Raven says I might like to someday. Yay! Message on Instagram if I've been with sometimes. Yeah, feel free anytime. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up because now we have officially been streaming for more than 2.5 hours. So, if you want to mention your outro, we'll start with you, and then we'll wrap this up and get out of here so everyone can go to bed. I'm looking at you, Raven. I know you've been staying around.
Okay, so for anyone that is here after 2.5 hours, give or take, you don't know who I am. My name is Stephanie. I write books, mostly kissing books, and I am currently working on small town kissing books romance series. Do I know what I'm doing? No, but I keep doing it. And I'm here usually every Saturday on Skye's channel as we try to work towards the goal of being the most popular book author ever in the world. Just kidding.
I don't want to be that popular. No, thank you. Did you see how much shit people get for being that kind of popular? No, thanks. I'll pass.
I just want like a book sold every month. Okay, that would be good.
That would be cool. Yes.
12
At
books a
least
year.
one.
Is that too hard to ask for? I don't know. I also make videos about reading, writing, poor work-life balance, and somehow I teach the kids math and all of that. So that's who I am. And the end. I should probably make a better one for this next coming up weekend. It's fine.
It's okay.
I'll do it with puppets.
All right. And for those who don't know, my name is Skye. I'm a fantasy author who typically writes paranormal romance under SD Hegyes. And I have between now and next Saturday to figure out what the heck I'm going to be working on for my project for 12 hours, actually, now that I think about it. And yeah, thank you for joining us today. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I should have vlogs and videos coming out starting again next Tuesday and Thursday, and then I stream on Saturday evenings, typically, usually at 9. I've been playing around with different times, and I'm really liking the 9:30 schedule. So 9:30 Mountain Time, Saturday evenings is when I tend to stream now, and I think that's going to be the official time moving forward because that is like the sweet spot. So, all right, thank you all for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and hit the button so we can get out.